Hi everyone, this is Sean. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why it's imperative to have a pair of balls. Why it's imperative to have a sack of balls as a private security officer. In no way am I trying to demean anybody by using this language. I do know that I might have a few females that are subscribers to the channel that watch these videos. They may not comment all the time or communicate with us on this channel, but they're probably listening. I don't mean to offend anybody. I just want to get you guys' attention. The phrase pair of balls or sack of balls, that is a phrase that infers somebody needs to be a little bit braver when they're approaching a situation. But the term, you got to admit, it gets people's attention. Sack of balls, pair of you know what. Do you need them as a private security officer? We'll talk about that. Guys, also, I don't represent any employer, any law enforcement agency, any government agency as well. Everything I say in this video is my opinion only. Okay, so in private security, we get a lot of information from our training facilities. And these training facilities tell us to observe and report. That's true. In most circumstances, you can observe and report. But those circumstances where you might have to do a little bit more than observe and report. So let me talk about that. Or you actually might have to broaden up the concept of observe and report. So if you see a suspicious vehicle, okay, at a distance, how can you observe and report if you're a scaredy cat, you're scared to approach this vehicle? How is it that you're able to observe and report? From the distance that you're at, you probably can't write down the license plate or take a photograph of the license plate or of the vehicle because you're too far away. Therefore, you got to move a little bit closer, and then that's where you get your pair of balls. Move closer. Now, some of you are saying, Sean, you're encouraging security guards to undertake unsafe measures. Let's talk about that. I never want you to approach a situation where your training, your experience, and your job requirements do not allow a risk. So let me explain this. If you have very little training in self-defense combat, little training on de-escalation techniques, if somebody screaming or yelling or gathering other people's attention on your property, should you approach this person and find out what the heck is going on and tell them to leave? I believe that a safer measure would be calling law enforcement. And that is where I say, okay, have some balls and go to a safer location, but have some balls if you have to defend yourself while you're going to the safer location and calling law enforcement. I don't mean for you to have a pair of balls and walk up to these people without resources, without training, without the proper experience. I'm not saying that. So I don't want to lead you in the right direction is what I want to say. Those of you who are armed, you're an armed security officer. Let's just say you had a higher level of training than your basic exposed carry permit, whatever state that you're in. A little bit more training. You have a little bit more experience. You see a suspicious person out there inside of a vehicle that has one occupant. Should you approach this vehicle? Again, depends on your policies and procedures. That's our first concern. If our policies and procedures, if the client expects via contract for you to approach this vehicle and find out whether they are friend or foe, then that's where you grab that pair of balls that you have and you carry your pair of balls right to the suspicious vehicle and you find out what in the world is going on. As for being a scaredy cat, guys and gals, you signed up for private security. You're already at risk. You already have a target sign. And you want to know what that target sign is? It says security on the front. Sometimes it's on the back. Sometimes it's on your patches. It says security. You already agreed to a risk because you have a greater risk of exposure to harm than anyone else. One other thing I want to mention here. Well, one of several other things. When somebody approaches you in an aggressive manner, that is when you carry your sack of balls and you become as brave as possible. You have to carry your pair of balls. When you start approaching people, or they actually start approaching you and you start acting like a scaredy cat, and I don't want to use the derogatory term for a cat, but when you start not believing in yourself, you start getting scared that you're about to pee or defecate in your pants, okay, when you get that feeling, you need to do something different and get tough. Get that pair of balls. I'm telling you, the parolee, the probationary, the person who wants to do harm to you, they're reading your body language. Your mind has a lot of control over your entire body. If you believe that you're the alpha dog out there, you're going to win no matter what. You have that mentality. You have that command of presence. You have that pair of balls. They're going to read off of you. And they're going to say, no, not him. I'm going to go to that person over there because that person is more scaredy cat. This person, there's no way I'm going to screw with them at all. Okay? You approach people like this. Sir, I need you to leave, please. Or, I'll just call police. I'm going to call police. Okay, just go. No. It's not using your pair of balls. How about this? In your mind, you don't need the police. You don't need the police at all. You are going to accomplish this task by yourself. And that's the mindset that you will have. You're going to use your pair of balls, right? You look them in the eye and say, sir, I'm going to need you to leave right now. And while you're talking to this person and you're giving that assertive tone after compromising with this person, you're telling yourself, if this person does this, then I will do that. They can read you. If you envision that in your mind, they can read you and they're going to go off to their next possible target. In your mind, okay, you're ripping their hands off, their feet off. You're having that insane, crazy caveman or cavewoman character inside of you. In your mind. And you have to be able to recognize where the mind meets the body and then the body reacts. Okay, now if you're the type of person where you're going to react just based on your thoughts, there might be some impulse control issues. But I want you to say, if this happens, then this is going to happen. This is how I'm going to react if this happens. And then they say, hey, I'm calling the police. I'm sorry, they say, go ahead and call the police. You're scared. You know what? I don't call the police. And you're going to leave right now. Not today, not tomorrow, right now. Look them in the eye with confidence. You instill that character, that confidence, and they're going to read off you. They're going to say, I'm not going to mess with this guy. This guy's not even going to call the police. This guy's going to deal with me directly. Now, in the older days, I'm not saying that I did this, but there is some security out there that did not call the police. They would say explicit this, explicit that. I'm not going to call the police. You're going to deal with me. They're going to take you a lot more serious. Guys and gals, don't use this video as a training aid. I just want to get you into a different mindset. Don't do exactly what I'm telling you to. I'm trying to get you in a different mindset. I'm trying to help you develop your character and develop your command of presence, because people who are bad parolees, bad probationers, people who are hell-bent on killing you, destroying you, they're going to look into your eyes and see that vulnerable soul. Don't give them your soul. Don't show any vulnerability. Use your pair of balls and act tough. and look tough, look the part. Mind. Use your mind. Use your brain. You guys take care and be safe.